Today we have very interesting case to deal with. We have poor young woman being assaulted and assailed. She is in pure emotional distress. And we have one question to answer. Who is responsible for creation of Cold War? We need to find out. Young one, why don't you regale us with your story?
Well, you see, Mr. Stalin, back during the days of World War, Mr. Sam and myself were together and we got along. It was not the most perfect relationship. You know, we had the occasional friction, every, couple fights, but we were still allied against common threat. And while I'm sure both of us have to take ownership for the debacle in poor Germany and our ideological differences, I believe that due to their aggressive policies over the atomic crisis with his clear message of hostility against us, the abrasive qualities of recent leaders in their insecurity, and the mishandling of our alliance, it is clear to see just which one of us had the capability to even start this war in the first place. America has bullied and expanded in Europe against my will without mercy. I have been forced to push back to secure my own safety. Don't you understand, Mr. Stalin?
Perhaps let's see what the big man himself has to say.
Well, I don't much appreciate y'all's scheming behind my back, so it leads to a feeling of mistrust. Now, let's both be real here. You go around thinking I'm some gung-ho capitalist pig, but let's take a look at your ideology. You're no good capitalism. Our ideological differences has led to a lot of our disagreements in the past. I think that has something to do with it.
Well, haven't you seen our leader? Don't you know already that he isn't interested in a worldwide revolution? We dissolved Comintern just for you to feel more safe. If you want to talk about advancing ideology, let's look at poor South America, always under beck and call of your...
Now wait a minute, that's some real revisionism there, but we don't have time to unpack all that. Let's stick to the orthodox method. Well, it's time for the next section in our hunt for unbiased truth. We have brought in, on telephone call, on modern Soviet telephone call, Mr. Divorce Counselor Winston Churchill.
We should get into the meat of the matter. What, in your government-mandated opinion, started all this conflict?
Well, it was Sam who started it with trying to enforce his ideology on poor little European countries, some of whom actually wanted communist ideals incorporated into their governments and contained my great ideas.
Your great ideas? If communism was such a great thing, then Europe would have been communist before you coming around. There would have been communist nations all over the place. Before World War II, they were good old party capitalist countries. And my job is gonna be to help them stay capitalist and what they really truly want.
Well, I wouldn't have fought so hard for my own argument if you hadn't tried to meddle with everything. You tried to enslave Europe economically with your capitalism. I was just liberating them. You are so cocky and smug about this. Ever since you got that bomb, you have never shut up with your stupid imperialist attitude.
Enslavement? While we were just trying to maintain democracy and gathering support for the Marshall Plan.
Oh, don't even get me started on what you think is democracy, or the joke that is your marshmallow plan. That peanut-sized scheme you used to bribe Europe children with sweets. I thought I taught them not to take candy from strangers.
Alright, we gotta keep this civil. You see this here? This is the talking stick. Whoever has it has the ability to talk. I feel like this problem between you two goes much deeper than political ideologies.
Well, we were just different people at our cores. We tried to make it work, but we inherently did not and could not understand each other.
Fair, whatever you say.
You had been together for the past 4 years.
Yes, and now, what are you doing?
Don't mind me, I'm just taking notes.
Oh, well, yes, now our relationship is deteriorating.
So, what drove you apart?
Well, he always let Elise a hand, but towards the end he started getting very busy, saying he just had to take care of some things in North Africa and he'll meet me at the Balkans. But then there was Italy and France and on and on. I knew something was up.
What did you think was going on?
I think he was having an affair.
With who? With me! What?
Now, you see, it wasn't anything like that. It's not what it seems.
Oh, it's all making sense now. All
Oh,
these meetings in Casablanca being too busy to invade the Balkans. You've been spending so much time with your other wartime ally. I can't believe you.
Look, you see, I just had certain needs, alright? Every man's got some. I just need some help out in the Atlantic over there. You know, you were looking at sometimes to be so aggressive and stuff, and I just need support in my life.
I had to fight Germany all by myself for three years before you even considered sending some troops into the main fight. You were picking the easy fight, like Tunisia and Italy, taking vacations to Quebec and Cairo with Churchill while I was struggling. Do you even have the brain capacity to comprehend that doing these things with your friend Britain makes me feel like our relationship is in jeopardy?
Hey, don't use that word. It's copyright.
Oh, right, sorry. Plagiarism bad. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I don't want to be terminated.
No, I said jeopardy.
Right, plagiarism.
No, okay, let's move on.
Now look, we just wanted more economic cooperation in Western Europe, and Britain was there at the time, you know, it was there for me.
Is that why you also created NATO? Because you needed military protection from me? Oh, and don't forget about the $400 million you spent to deceive Greece and Turkey and let them turn on us and join your side.
Well, I wouldn't have done those things if you didn't make me feel so unsafe and be so threatening.
Me? Make you feel unsafe? Are you joking me? I encouraged communists in Bulgaria to be more moderate, toned down the communist uprising in Greece, made sure that communists in Czechoslovakia and Hungary cooperated nicely, and had Italian communists join peaceful coalition with other leftist parties just to make you feel protected.
Well, you know, we saw that as aggression.
You didn't even let me
You're
join
in
your
Poland,
ACCs.
you know.
You can't trust me with everything. Everything I did was to benefit you.
Well, what about all your hostile takeovers? Don't you remember as soon as the war was over, you became hasty and tried to gobble up all those poor little Eastern European countries such as Romania, Czechoslovakia, Poland, and even Germany. Those guys didn't even get a say whether or not they wanted to be put on this mess.
Well, it's your fault that I had to get involved in Germany in the first place. In fact, as historian Willy Loth agrees, we just wanted to establish a party there. But no, you guys delay our reparations and introduce your own currency in Western Berlin. Did you stop for even seconds to think how that would make me feel?
No, I was just trying to help.
That was
all right?
your sorry excuse for helping? Oh God, I'm scared to see what your idea of revenge is. My good friend, SPD main expert Dr. Kreisig agreed with my plan to help, which was to implement price controls to avoid inflation while also helping the economy as a whole.
Now, don't you think that you're blowing all of this way out of proportions?
Well, not at all. Can't you see how unequipped I am to handle all of this? I mean, I lost the most people out of anyone during the war. I barely have the resources to help Germany. I certainly don't have resources to put up aggression against anyone, especially not you.
Okay, let's just take a second. Can we just agree that we're both trying to help Germany? We had to delay our reparation because West Germany needs their food. And we just introduced our own currency so that people would have a viable transaction system. We just wanted to help Germany in our own way, with a free market.
Fine, even if I give that one to you, how do you explain yourself with atomic bomb? You killed so many people and made us even more scared of you.
Alright, I was fully justified when I used the atomic bomb. It was the only way for me to stop Japanese from winning the war. You didn't come in here.
Ambassador
You come in
Zuko
Manchuria.
has told me release a bomb was direct attack against Russia. Even historian Alperovitz agrees with that. You used bomb to maintain your imperialistic pursuits and you kept everything hush-hush in order to keep us from finding out about your plans. You want to have upper hand. You want to be the only ones in the world with the atomic power.
No, I did tell you. I don't know what you're trying to talk about here. I
Sure,
told you
that subtle hint you dropped at Yalta, that wasn't anything.
Oh, I was just trying to keep things vague so I wouldn't upset you, you know?
Oh yeah, look how that turned out. You complete and utter failure.
This is getting good.
You just made us even more scared that we cut down beautiful Russian forests to get more area to do research to protect ourselves. Do you not remember the atomic cake incident?
Oh,
That
wow.
thing affected me so much that I just had a meltdown and could not breathe, and I had to get inhaler from my mother.
The cake was delicious.
Oh my God, are you?
So now we have to move
Don't
on.
you try
Whoa!
to segue this conversation.
Speaking of segues, here's one. Well, everybody, it appears that that's all the time we have for.
Hold up! Did you forget about me?
Oh!
Forgot about me.
Well, it looks like this is getting even better. We have the disputed love child. Germany is here, everybody. Sam, why don't you begin?
See, I deserve Germany. I love her. And I know that capitalism is an answer to her angsty problems she's facing during her hard teenage years that she's been facing. I mean, it's been ridiculous. And I know.
I am woman. I am Mother Russia. You do not know. Do you remember when Truman said, I am here to make decisions, and whether they prove right or wrong, I'm going to take them. How do I know that you taking Germany for yourself isn't the wrong decision?
Who wants me?
I do.
You don't deserve her.
Would you guys like totally get a hold of yourselves? I mean, like, I deserve a say in this. I know that I've been bad, and I know that I've manipulated my friends because I deserve power. Like, look at me, I'm Germany. But I mean, like, I got coal in my stocking last year. It was a total drag.
Shut up! Go away!
Excuse me?
Get out of here! What are you doing? And with our next section, we finally determine what to do with this whole set of nested, conflicted history. We have employed the use of modern Soviet technology. This polygraph machine will tell us if our patient is lying. You move, you lie. Your heartbeat staggers, you lie. This excellent piece of Soviet-Russian technology tells us what you lie.
This is stupid, but alright.
Lie! Oh, whoops, not a lie. But first question. What will your economic policy in Germany be?
Well, obviously, I will encourage equal trade with all other zones of Germany and...
Aha! Dishonesty, lying, fables, rumors!
What? I am not!
No.
I daggone knew you weren't going to share nothing with me.
That's not true. Ask me more of your preposterous questions.
Fun, more lies. I love them. My whole marriage is based on lies. Next question. So, will you be satisfied if you have custody of Germany, or will you spread communism throughout Europe?
I will put stop to Sovietization and be satisfied.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
I'm not a liar. This game is rigged.
Oh, yes, my favorite game. Now we bring on next guest. You know the rules. No moving, no thinking, no breathing, no blinking, no lies.
No breathing.
First question. Do you promise to stop fighting the advance of communism if you get custody in Germany?
Of course I'll be fine with that. You know, our reasons of democracy aren't too different after all, and I'm sure we could get along.
Lying liar, lying more lies! Next question. No lies this time. Will you promise to stop the Truman Doctrine once you get custody of Germany?
That's pretty much the same question as the one before.
Just answer!
Well, no, you see, I think it's my responsibility as the best representative of the best nation that ever did walk the earth, that I should keep going around and proving other people's business, you know, by giving them some money if they need it, fighting off communists, any sort of intervention I need.
No! Truth! We actually have a truther here.
What?
American values right there.
That's all the time we have for polygraph question. Catch me back in the studio and we will figure out the custody results. Well, if neither of you can decide, results are joint custody!
Oh, come on!
Well, it's better than nothing.
Thanks, I guess.
Better be. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you for watching. You were all such a blessing. And tune in next time to see who was responsible for the breakup of North and South Korea. Go. What are you doing? Get out of here. Go!
All right.
You know, in my honest opinion, with all the evidence presented, it really seems as though Sam was at fault here. Sure, some of the ideological differences and the fight over Germany could be attributed to both Mother Russia and Uncle Sam, but it was really clear that the atomic bomb, Truman, and containment were all propagated by the US and made the whole thing so much worse. Sovietization and Stalin were only acting in retaliation to the US. Well, I hope Germany will be okay. She is one angsty teen.
This is the most ridiculous piece of technology I have ever seen. The Russians are bad. My best friend Putin lied to me. Pence, what do you think I should do about this?
Well, Mr. President, we could withdraw from the INF.
What is that, some left-wing investigation coming out to get me?
No, sir. It's the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty. And if we withdraw, it'll show everyone else that we put America first.
I like it a lot. It's huge. Let's do it.